The NBL season kicks off this weekend, every single game in Perth, and we're joined by Southeast Melbourne star import, Derek Walton Jr.
Our next guest was the 2023 NBL Grand Final MVP.
Walton Jr. with the response at the other end. This is incredible. Wow.
Now he's joined the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Great move from Derek Walton Jr.
Please welcome Derek Walton Jr.
In he comes.
There he is, Jim.
Nice to have you in the studio.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
DW?
D-Wall.
I'm not...
D-Wall, is it, or D-W?
DW, D-Wall, D,
Whatever.
Derek. All of it makes sense.
I like it. I like it, man. I'm not taller than many basketballers.
No.
I'm 185 centimetres. I'm half a centimetre higher than you.
No.
Yeah, I might say, I don't know in centimeters, but I know I'm not that tall, so it's okay.
Point guard.
You're unbelievable. Exactly. So you're a guard and an incredible outside shooter. Have you always played basketball right from when you can remember?
Yep. Started out when I was like 6, and I tried some sports along the way. Like I tried football, but I played for like a week. My mom wasn't a fan of it, and then I ran cross country in high school only for conditioning purposes. But I've been basketball my whole life, honestly.
That's so good. And Detroit, out of Michigan,
The East Side, to be exact.
Oh wow! So was that all like pick up games and 3-on-3, and did you do that all as a?
I did everything as a kid. Like that's what I'm saying. I was kind of the neighborhood superstar when it came to sports. Like I was athletic, but I never really played. My dad and everything was just really, I come from kind of a basketball family, and then I kind of picked it up early, and I got good at it pretty early, and I just stayed with it, honestly.
And where did you college?
University of Michigan.
All right, so you stayed the whole time. Awesome.
And your dad was coach early on, was he?
Yeah, my dad coached me in high school.
Senior?
Yep, senior.
Yeah. Was he a good player too?
Yeah, he actually was.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't get a chance to play professionally, but he got a lot of guys that give him a lot of credit, like Chris Webber.
Yeah.
Guys like that. He played in high school. They always give him his credit. Jalen Rose has gave him a nod. My dad's kind of a local legend back in Detroit. Not to be honest, like he got his own little celebrity.
Do you play in the backyard like we play football or cricket? Do you have the big games in the backyard?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up playing. I was the house in my middle school days. I was the house that you rode past and you seen everybody on the outside playing. I was that guy. I had that rim. I was that guy. I was that guy.
So how does it happen that you have this amazing college career and then play in the States? How do you end up playing in Australia? Like, is that your agent hearing about it, or how does that transition happen?
I got a really good agent. Just kind of I guess laying it all out. I played 4 good years at the University of Michigan. I was fortunate to play in the NBA for 3 years, and I guess some people can attest to it when you hear other people's journey when they do travel abroad. It comes to a point in your career if you're not one of the marquee guys that you always insisted in playing in a role. And I got kind of like not to my midpoint of my career, probably about 25 years old, which about 4 years ago. Well, I just wanted to kind of enjoy basketball again, and I grew up. I was actually kind of highly rated in high school from playing point guard, and it kind of I got drifted away from it just because of the makeup of the NBA. Just like it's not really too many point guards no more. Like at least my height, to be honest. So I wouldn't say I got pushed out, but the game changed, and not too many small guards, at least my height, are kind of around, and it just came to a point where I came comfortable with someone just allowing me to play this game because I know I won't play forever, and I want to like look back at my career and just say I enjoyed it all, and I got an opportunity to play in Sydney
with the Kings.
Yeah, and
won the grand final and best on ground in Norm Smith medalist.
Yeah.
Well, not Norm Smith. What are you? MVP.
MVP, Bill.
Yeah, we're talking footy.
Yeah, but for the most part, man, they just gave me an opportunity to play the position I grew up playing and thrive in it again. And I wouldn't say I fell in love with the game again, but it gave me my joy again. And then the place itself, the continent of Australia, was very welcoming to me. I enjoyed the weather. And then I just got into a point in my life where I just started to think about outside of basketball, just trying to transition into appreciating that it's, bringing me across the world. And I came to peace with it, so now I'm here.
So the NBA, and Rabs watches a lot more of it than Bill and I, but it appears that they are all now massive. They all shoot from three-point range, and
can do
that's
everything.
the game now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, the game changes. Like, I think if I would have been playing the same way I was probably 10 years prior to, I probably would have had a 10 to 12 NBA career. It's just the game changes probably every, I maybe say 3 or 4 years, and now it's about space and shooting and being able to be size defenders and guys like 6'5", 6'6". I think the smallest guy that got drafted probably like 3 or 4 years ago was like 6'3".
Yeah, right.
6'1", man. Yeah. I didn't make the cut. But like I said, I came to terms with it, man. I just want to enjoy my career. I don't want to play forever, but I know I got a lot of good basketball in me.
So Steph Curry, just to pick up on your point, if he was around, if he's a kid now, it would be a lot harder for him at his size to play in the NBA for as long as he now has.
Yeah, definitely. But I obviously, him being the anomaly he is, he definitely revolutionized and probably the reason that the game is played the way it is. Like, he has a skill set where he shoots a lot of threes from the point guard position, whereas to maybe like a guy like Chris Paul is more of a mid-range to distributor type of guy, and that's kind of like my game. But it's successful for him, and obviously he's paved the way for himself and created a path and got people that want to emulate it, and it works for him.
Oh, bloody oath it did. All right, we're going to take a little break because this is a man we're speaking to, Derek Walton Jr.
Yeah.
Shared the court with LeBron. Shared the court with Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
He's even in a song.
Oh.
He just pays LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. Those two are in a song.
More Derek Walton Jr. next from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. It's the Rush Hour, Triple M. JB and Bill, this is Triple M's Rush Hour. Derek Walton Jr. from the Phoenix has stuck around. The NBL kicks off this weekend, and you can watch the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix light it up this Hungry Jacks NBL 25 season at John Cain Arena. Search Southeast Melbourne Phoenix for the full fixture and secure your seats today, JB.
First home game is Thursday, September 26th, Thursday before the grand final. But you start this week, actually, and all the games are being played in Perth. That's a good... Is it like gather round? Oh, you wouldn't know gather round. That's what we do with the footy, yes. But all teams are in Perth.
Yeah, I was in the league 2 years ago. They didn't do this. This is the first year thing they've said, and I've been asking around what exactly the reason is. I guess it's they're trying to put like the under 18s or the younger guys in the Australia, like the younger talent. It's a women's game. It's just and then obviously all 10 NBL teams will be there. It's called the Hoop Fest, where I think everyone opens up in Perth. Just I guess another way to kind of grow the game because Australia is becoming the prominent place where they play basketball. And it's a good event. I think it's
great.
Yeah, a lot of people tune into Australia basketball. It's becoming a hotbed for guys. Like you think last year they had a guy that was drafted number 2. Like it's a lot of guys coming to Australia to prepare their career.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, of course. How are they looking? Are you comfortable with the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been together about a month now. We gelling well. I think we got some guys. I think we finding the nucleus that's going to work for us, our formula. But overall, the vibes around the team are really positive.
So we went courtside last year. We watched Brisbane.
United in Brisbane.
United in Brisbane. And I think all the players on both teams, Derek, couldn't understand how a big fat ball bloke could get that close to the court. Like, he was almost sitting on top of the court.
We actually tripped the umpires with that. We had our legs out. We tripped the umpire. But it was great, wasn't it? It's great being there.
Right on top of the court. It was incredible.
And we had a great mate at Phoenix. He's not there anymore. The big sauce, Alan Williams. He used to come in. I tell you what he loved. His coffee in Melbourne. But you're not a coffee drinker?
No, I'm not too keen on coffee.
Do you like banana bread?
I can't say I don't.
No. You can't see it. What's that mean? So you do?
I'm open to trying.
What about the weather? Because Sydney is a bit warmer up there. How's the weather been in Melbourne?
The first month I've been here, it's kind of been windy, kind of what I'm accustomed to back in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'm not too like pouty about it. It's not nothing that I'm disappointed about. But they did say it will get warmer. And for me, it's kind of cool. I'm never going to see the winter this year, so I'm cool with it.
That's good.
Bloody hope you are. Now, NBA, of course, Miami Heat, LA Clippers, and then your own team, the Pistons, which is nuts. But played against Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade.
All the big
that blows us away to think you're on the same court as
LeBron.
The greatest blokes that have ever played the game.
What's crazy? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was teammates with Dwayne.
How was that?
Yeah, super cool dude, man. I wouldn't say a story, but I gained a lot more respect for him outside of basketball when my parents came to visit Miami, and we were in the locker room, and I just was, of course, at this point I was a rookie, but the culture was just more so 1 through 15. No matter what was going on, everybody kind of interacted, and I got into a situation probably in the sense like I think I asked him about a restaurant, and then for most parts, I know how busy I can get, and sometimes somebody can ask you a question and it'll slip your mind. I asked him about a restaurant or where should I try, and like went about my day. And he actually like a couple hours later sent me like 4 or 5 restaurants to try. And then his wife Gabrielle was in a movie. I can't remember what the movie was at the time, but my mom wanted to go see it. And we went to go see it, and it was a really good movie. And I just texted him like, "Yo, your wife did a great, like, it was a really good movie." And then from that point, he just hit me back like, "No, I told her what you said. She really appreciated it." Like, so it just like it gave me the sense of humility. Like, this dude is a Hall of Famer.
He is.
I'm a rookie and starting my career, but you don't treat it no different. It was dope for me.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear that, Bill.
Oh, we like that. But also, you've played in Berlin, China,
Yep.
Lithuania.
Yep.
What was all that like?
Each place had its interesting story to it, but Lithuania was my second year out. It was my first year away from the NBA. Really homesick, and then I finished out that same year with Alba, and then China was literally about 10 months ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very. It was a culture shock, but it gave me another layer to my story. It gave me a little more thicker skin, I guess. But overall, I appreciate all of it because I grew up playing this game that we considered for fun, and I get to do it for a living. So I can't really complain too much because I got all my checks on time. That's all that matters.
I got the checks.
Nathan Sobey, Bill, he's
Nathan,
also joined the
He's
Phoenix.
your co-captain this year, Nathan. He's been around for 50 years, I reckon. How old is Sobes?
Soap's 34, man. He moving like he's 25 though.
We saw him against Brisbane, Jim. He's still going well.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's good.
And
who
you're
else?
not an NFL man, which I find interesting because I'm
Yes.
addicted to the NFL. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. They've
They're
been the
shit.
worst team forever. 25 years of being horrible. But Detroit, where you're from, the Lions, haven't been great either. They were playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So, but your dad is a mad Detroit Lion.
Oh man. I guess I don't know if he gonna see this, but we got y'all had Donovan Peoples-Jones in
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yep.
Is he with Detroit now?
I don't actually know. He's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
All the good players we have tend to leave.
They leave.
But I was excited for him. Like I said, I really support anybody who went to my alma mater and got any success in the NFL because I know how hard it is. But he was good. But just to answer your question, my dad, diehard Lions fan, diehard. Like you don't even understand, man. Like birthday gifts is very easy. Just know that. Like Lions gear, you can
Coffee
have
cup, hat.
any apparel, hat, scarf, chair, socks,
Surely
underwear.
he's got
yeah.
everything,
Yeah, he
hasn't he?
love it, man. He love the Lions.
Fat. They have had one bloke called Barry Sanders, who's the greatest running back close to the NFL's ever seen. Outside of him,
No one else?
they've had nothing to celebrate
Surely.
for
Nothing.
30 years.
No, true.
But they just got into the playoffs and nearly made the Super Bowl last year, so maybe they're finally
Well,
turning it around.
Speaking of that, our game, the AFL. Have you caught on to the AFL? Do you know anything about the AFL?
No.
No. Have you got a team?
I told you I was an honorary. I've been summoned to Collingwood.
Oh, no.
And then, of
It's a
course,
good Derek.
I'm loyal to my guys. Gus is my guy. Angus Glover is my guy. He's a Swans fan. So
Well, they're back to playing a granny, perhaps.
They
They're
are.
going beautifully, so I'd stay there if I were you.
Yeah.
I told you I'm a loyalist. That's my guy.
Yeah, exactly. And Collingwood has fans like rabbits here.
Yeah.
You don't want to align yourself with that.
No,
Derek?
Maybe if we in the championship together one day, then I'll be as loyal as I am to Gus.
There you go. There you go.
So when is it? Round one? When's it happening,
It
please?
kicks off in Perth, but
Yes.
the first home game for the Phoenix, as you said, Bill, is next Thursday. So you can go after our rush hour rumble, 7:30 p.m. against
Throwdown.
Melbourne United. It's a throwdown. That's a huge first home game. Just Google Southeast Melbourne Phoenix to secure your seats today and get the full fixture.
Yeah.
All right.
All the best.
DW.
D-Wall.
I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Good on you,
Awesome,
mate.
man. Good luck.
Man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Derek Walton Jr. joining us ahead of the NBL kicking off this weekend on the Rush Hour Triple M.